And at this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. And now let's meet the starting lineups for the 9th-seeded Dexter Bearcats. 6'2" sophomore, number 4, Andrew Ellinghaus. 5'10" senior, number 12, Nate Gargis. 5'11" senior, number 22, Seth Rogers. 6'5" senior, number 24, Braxton Foster. And 6'6" junior, number 33, Garrett Henson. The Bearcats are coached by Lloyd Heighton, assisted by Jordan Noyes. And now the starting lineups for the 8th-seeded Kennett Indians. 6'3" junior, number 1, Quavon Harrell. 6' junior, number 2, Carter Maddox. 5'7" freshman, number 4, Camden Crafton. 6'3" sophomore, number 32, Kobe Gates. And 6'5" senior, number 50, Mark Wagster. Kennett is coached by Andrew Halford, assisted by Jim Tidd, Jack Walls, and John Patton. Officials for tonight's game, Todd Turlington, Bobby Godwin, and Sammy Lawson.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Sykeston Fieldhouse as we get set for an 8-9 matchup here in the first round action of the SEMO Conference Tournament on the boys' side. I'm Chris Hotchkiss alongside my partner for this week, Mr. Jeff Limbaugh.
Two teams, Chris, that I think they're better than their seeds. Both of them had pretty good starts to the season. Dexter lost to a very good Charleston team with their tradition, but a lot of folks told me they should have won that game.
Well, yeah, I mean, my understanding was led throughout a lot of the ball game, and Charleston came back in the last couple of minutes and pulled out a 4-point victory.
And Kennett's played in the Riverbend, and I know they beat East Prairie. New coach, Coach Halford, brings a lot of success that he had at Malden to Kennett. They're shooting the ball a lot better. So I think both of these teams expect to win.
First shot off the mark, but Dexter gets the offensive rebound, being very patient here to start the action in this first round matchup. Yeah, I think you're right. Both of these teams want to prove that they probably should have got a little higher seed as a runner in the lane. Good by Braxton Foster, the 6'5" senior for the Bearcats.
Nice little get it on the baseline and then crash toward the board, and Foster was the guy recipient of the pass. Dexter very patient like they are each and every year. Lloyd Heighton's been at Dexter forever, just not in coaching capacity. He was an assistant to Coach Dowdy last year, at the helm this year for about a year.
And that baseline jumper, good for Carter Maddox. Carter, a 6' junior. You got to wonder if he's a younger brother of Patrick Maddox that graduated last year.
Good point. I like Ellinghaus, the guy that got the bucket right there, Chris. Good-looking sophomore. I watched him play in junior high, and he can light it up. A very young Dexter squad. They keep thinking every year they're going to get better and better. And, next year I expect Dexter to be really, really good next year.
2 minutes gone in this game. Dexter leads it 4-2. Glad you're here with us. If you could not make it over to the field house to watch this 8-9 matchup, the first game of the week. Waxter,
right.
yeah. He
battling in. We watched him struggle a little bit last year. Really active here early. Remember Kennett last year under a Hall of Fame coach Lennis McFerrin, they were very patient. They would take like 3 minutes off the clock, struggling to get some points. And Coach Halford's just trying to get them to run more this year in the transition game.
Coach McFerrin, as you were speaking of, no longer at Kennett, but he still is in the SEMO Conference. He's leading New Madrid County Central. We'll see him later in this tournament. 3 games tonight on tap as a runner is good for Maddox. He's got all 4 points for Kennett. Our second week of being here at the field house, we brought you each and every game last week of the girls SEMO Conference Tournament. That 3 is good for Seth Rogers. The senior knocks down his first shot in the tournament. Three too long as it went off back rim, then front rim, and finally fell out. And we're going to get an offensive foul on the little floater. That's going to go against Rogers. It's the first foul in the ball game. 4:43 left in this first quarter.
Just took it a couple of steps too far. Don't see Dexter penetrate very often. Like to sit outside and like we've watched the first couple of possessions, swing it around. Play that little high-low with the high post.
Waxter had a shot blocked down low.
Good job, Foster, coming over on weak side help to get it.
Another 3, top of the circle, off the mark as Rogers couldn't connect with that one. Dexter leads at 7-4 midway in this first quarter.
Harold's got the green light. He shot more than anybody for Kennett so far. There's Ellinghouse with his range out there.
Yeah, you talked about him earlier. He's got 5 points now.
Good-looking shooter.
And Coach Halford wants to take a timeout as Kennett trails 10-4. Back after this break, you're watching the 2018 SEMO Conference Tournament on SPS TV. Chris Hotchkiss, Jeff Limbaugh back here. Like Dexter going to pick up in a little full court press here. And it's going to stay with the Indians. Knocked out of bounds by Seth Rogers.
I like the adjustment at halftime by Coach Heighton coming out, showing them a little press. Had some problems with it, but keep the ball with their possession.
And a double dribble on Maddox. Going to turn it over back to the Bearcats. Dexter the 9 seed, Kennett the 8 seed. This is the play-in game, as we call it. The winner of this will play tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, against Sykeston. Another 3 from Ellinghouse, and
I really think Kennett's doing them a favor playing a zone. You know how Dexter moves that ball. They find the open man like they did with Ellinghouse.
Waxter got the follow after Harrell
Leister much improved here in this first quarter than I remember him.
No doubt
Very
about it.
active, and he'll have a distinct advantage against a much smaller and definitely not quite as bulky Dexter squad. They use that high-low like that. Perfect. Good ball movement.
Couldn't get to bucket, but it's going to get the foul. And Braxton
That's just
Foster.
unselfish ball, and it's got to be fun to watch.
Again, the winner of this game will move on and play Sykeston tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Tonight, the next game, as the first free throw goes down for Foster, we got the number 3 seed, the Poplar Bluff Mules, will be taking on the Jackson Indians. So Bluff and Jackson, first round game. That's typically a semifinal or final game or something.
Right.
You know, Bluff Jackson, they're hooking up in the first round. That'll be at 7 o'clock. Then the nightcap for tonight, we'll have Cape Central taking on New Madrid, which is the 2 seed against the 7 seed. And a turnover. It'll stay right with Kennett. So 3 games on the docket for tonight, 3 tomorrow night on Tuesday. Then we'll just have 2 games on Wednesday, 2 games on Thursday, and then back for championship night with 3 more on Friday. So 13 games all in total here at the Fieldhouse this week. If you can't make it up, we'll be right here on the YouTube channel bringing you each and every matchup.
Harrell came by a bucket, but a lot of second-chance opportunities for Kennett here in this quarter.
2 minutes left. Dexter leads it, 14-6.
Number 4, Crafton, one of the good-looking freshman guards in the SEMO Conference this year, starting for Coach Halford at Kennett.
Open 3 for the freshman. Got it to go. Camden Crafton, the freshman, knocked down his first shot.
Yeah, probably why he's out there, to shoot the ball, make good decisions.
Cuts the lead down to 5 now. And a couple more free throws coming up for Garrett Henson. That's the first on Hammer. First free throw off the mark. I just noticed in the program they got Hammer listed as a 6'6" senior. Wow.
Looks big.
Second free throw, and he got it.
It's been a good quarter for the Bearcats.
And a steal by Rogers, and he gets the bucket.
Deflected out front by Hahn, who just checked into the game. Led to Rogers' easy look. He's got 5 in the game.
Lead back up to 8, which matches their largest lead of the game for Dexter. Baseline jumper, short by Harrell. It's going to go off Dexter, though, and to stay with Kennett.
Harrell just can't get nothing to go here early. Keep shooting. He looks like he's got the green light. Kennett keeps it alive, though, once again.
Yeah, Kennett's gotten some second and third opportunities, just haven't been able to put the ball in the bucket.
Good defense there by Dexter.
No doubt about it. Harrell cut off, had to restart. Get it down low to the 6'6" Hammer, but he loses it out of bounds.
I thought that possession, Chris, Kennett had two good looks, I thought, that they decided not to take, maybe because they're not hitting the ball, shooting the ball well so far. Ended up being a turnover.
45 seconds left in this first quarter. Dexter leads it 17-9.
Dexter could take the final shot in the quarter, knowing how the Bearcats like to play.
Boy, nice crisp passing out there. I mean, they're really moving the ball well in this first quarter, are the Dexter Bearcats. Corner 3, rimmed in and out. Ellinghouse couldn't get that one to go after knocking a couple of threes down. Corner 3 off the mark, and that will end the first quarter. Dexter leads at 17-9. Back after this 60-second break, you're watching the SEMO Conference Tournament on SPS TV. Kennett basketball to start second quarter action. I've been impressed with Dexter. My first time getting to see them this year through a quarter.
They're young. Not a lot of people gave them much chance this year, but
playing good, hard, tough defense. They move the ball well offensively.
I mean, just hanging like they did. There's Harrell's first bucket. But just hanging like they did with Charleston's you better wake up when you play Dexter. They could be a handful.
Coach Heighton takes a quick timeout. He didn't like what he saw on that possession. Didn't get in a very good position to box out.
Yeah, he must have really not liked it just coming off of the quarter timeout.
No doubt about it.
Lloyd's very animated. He's like Mr. Dexter. Had a son, Chris, that played that was a really good ball player, and Lloyd's a great guy. He'll do anything for Dexter as he is stepping in here at the coach of the Bearcats this year. He's been in all capacities. Doesn't work at the school, I don't think. He just loves Dexter basketball. Always has, always will.
Dexter leads Kennett 17-11. They've led it.
Dexter picking up some defense like that. You're going to have to get out there on those shooters for Dexter. Got to be active.
Short on that shot. And here comes Kennett. Kicked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Indians.
Bucket here as bad as Kennett's shot so far, Chris. I mean, they're right there in it. Haven't played well at all so far. Freshman's got to pick that ball up, get out of that corner. They'll swarm you. You pick that ball up in the corner.
Minute gone here in this second quarter. Corner three, and he got it.
Yeah,
Camden Crafton cuts it down to three.
He was a good-looking junior high ball player. Continues that way up here at the varsity level.
Baseline jumper off the mark, but they get the offensive board, do the Bearcats.
Foster kept that alive.
And we're going to get a travel.
Yep.
I thought he had an opportunity, did Rogers, to hit an open Gargis.
Yeah, I had Gargis open. I thought that was the pass going to make, and then he took it that one extra step. 3-point Dexter lead.
Jackson Indians make their way into the field house. They sit over to our right as they'll have the next game. They're the 6th seed.
Can you believe that?
No. That's surprising when I saw that. But they had a lot of seniors on that team last year. Jackson, very good team last year.
Somebody's got to be a 6th seed with all these good teams.
Yeah. That's a pretty good 6th seed. But, I mean, we talk about it, Jeff, each and every year. SEMO Conference Tournament, it's a tough tournament. I mean,
No
this
doubt.
is your 8 and 9 matchup right here.
Right.
We're sitting there talking about how impressed we've been with Dexter in his first quarter and a half. And they're the 9 seed. Now, that may not hold true.
I don't know. I would think they were a unanimous 9 seed when they seeded this thing at the beginning.
Could be. I don't know. This tournament gets seeded
before you
early.
Even play.
Yeah, before anybody plays. So it's going off of what you have last year and what do you have coming back. There's, obviously there's some of that, but
Ellinghouse cut toward the bucket and Foster just threw it behind him. Foster's he's a perfect guy for that top of the circle that distributes the ball, Chris. You go into him, he usually finds the open man. I was just going to brag on him, and then he made that turnover, but I'll go ahead. He's a real good passer for a big man, talking about Braxton Foster for Dexter.
Going back, just talking about the tournament in general, as we get a foul out front. You just look at first-round matchups, and you got, Notre Dame, Charleston, a 4 or 5 seed. That's the 5:30 game tomorrow. I mean, what a great first-round matchup. Notre Dame and Charleston hooking up in the first round. Couldn't get it to go. Could Waxer, and they're going to get him for over the back.
But you know what we liked about that, Chris, on Waxter's shot is that he kept it. He caught it up high and turned. He
didn't put it on the floor.
Yeah, didn't put it on the floor. Didn't really square up quite enough, but why he missed the shot. But at least he didn't put it on the floor and got the shot off. He's much improved, Mark Waxter. Kennett had a great football season. Advanced in the playoffs pretty far.
Floater off the mark, but the follow was good by Ellinghouse. You talked about Ellinghouse early.
Yeah, he's
Jeff,
good.
And I see why you liked him. He's impressed me in the first quarter and a half. And a block out of bounds there by Garrett Henson, the 6'6" junior.
Not a good pass there.
No, Dexter leads it 19-14, a bucket here, and they can extend this lead a little bit. They've led by as many as 8 here in this quarter. Count the bucket and the foul as Henson did a good job keeping his body control.
And get just the shot off, Chris.
Yeah.
He was drugged down by one arm, but so strong, and not only got the foul and the 2-shot foul, but got it to go in as well.
That was the first foul against Camden Crafton. He's not able to complete the 3-point play is Henson. 21-14. Dexter leads it midway in this second quarter. And another steal by the Bearcats. They'll push it ahead forward. And the bucket for Rogers.
Rogers was 7. All started with Henson once again. Reached in, deflected the ball.
9-point lead now for Dexter. That's the biggest of the game.
Kennett had cut it down to 3.
Right. A little 6-0 run here by the Bearcats. And they'll stop that run right there where Harrell. And we're going to get a loose ball foul.
Yeah, Andrew Ellington trying to do too much. That's 2 on Ellinghouse. Not a good foul there. His man had him blocked out, just trying to do a little bit too much. The sophomore sharpshooter for Dexter. Dexter in a 1-3-1 now. Ellinghouse out high. Shots will be on the corners. Hand on the wings.
Maddox, left-hand runner, got it.
Wow, pretty shot. Carter Maddox, he's got 6.
Harrell pick up his first foul.
Coach Halford up here in the big time. That's what the SEMO Conference is. Long-time coach at Malden.
Nate Gargis kisses one in off the glass.
Malden's went out and supplied Kennett with some football and basketball coaches.
Too hard on that three, but the rebound comes back out. Harrell got that one. You'll see. Yeah, that's the reason why he's got the green light right there.
He's starting to heat up. All 7 of his points in the quarter. The first 3 for Harrell. Dexter's got to recognize he's starting to feel it. Get it out there and close out on him. Down to 4. Dexter lead.
Inside 2 minutes here. The Bearcats have led throughout. They've led by as much as 9.
They love that play right there.
Nice little backdoor cut, but just couldn't finish. Could Wyman.
Yeah, Wyman went up. He was way underneath the bucket. He was still open. I don't guess he recognized where he was underneath that bucket.
Team foul number 4.
Alford started off with Puxico. No, it was Advance. He was at Advance. Moved to Malden, now at Kennett.
Turnaround jumper off the mark for Harrell. Ball on the floor. Ellinghouse, corner 3. Couldn't get it to go, but the follow for Henson.
Henson with the offensive putback after the miss. Much needed bucket there for Dexter. Inside of a minute left in the half.
Too hard on the 3 ball. 40 seconds left. Dexter probably going to take a little time off this clock. Last time they were in a situation, they shot it with about 15 seconds left, so see if they'll do the same thing here. And we're going to get an offensive foul on Garrett Henson. Ducked his shoulder a little bit on the baseline.
I don't think the contact was as bad as Maddox went flying to the floor, but once you duck that shoulder, you're set up for that offensive foul call.
Inside 30 seconds. Kennett can cut it down even more.
Good defense.
Yeah, great defense. Inside 10 seconds. See if Dexter looks up and realizes it now. So you got plenty of time. Runner in the lane, couldn't get it. Follow off the mark. And that'll bring us to the end of the first half. Dexter leads it 27-21. Back after this break, you're watching the SEMO Conference Tournament on SPS TV.
Jeff Limbaugh, Chris Hodgkins here getting ready for third quarter action with Dexter out on top 27-21. Quickly run down some scoring for Kennett. Harrell led the way with 7, all of them points in that second quarter. 6 points each for Maddox and Crafton, and 2 for Wagster for the Kennett total of 21. Kennett yet to shoot a free throw here tonight. For Dexter, one player in double digits, and Andrew Ellinghouse, a good-looking sophomore, led the way with 10. 7 for Rogers, 5 for Henson, 3 for Foster, and 2 for Gargis for the Bearcat total of 27. Dexter was 2 for 5.
Ellinghouse starts the second half scoring off with the nice-looking 3 ball. Gets a lead back up to 9. Ties the biggest lead of the game for Dexter. Again, winner of this game moves on to play Sykeston. That'll be a first-round matchup, winner of this play-in game. 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Put back and a foul. Good offensive rebound there by Pulliam.
Yeah, Dexter didn't do a good job of locking Pulliam out. That's why they got put back in the foul.
That's what Coach Heighton had. That's what drive him nuts, giving up those second chance opportunities. Pulliam couldn't complete the three-point play. That ball was about halfway down and came back out. Three ball off the mark by Henson. Kind of step back to the 6'6" Henson to get that one.
Nice move down on this end, but couldn't finish.
Good look as Gargis didn't have much right there. Henson couldn't finish, and it's going to be Kennett basketball. Pretty good crowd here for 8-9 matchup. Bluff and Jackson. We'll tip off right after this. We got the Bluff players over to our left, Jackson players over to our right.
2 Class 5 rivals that will meet 2 or possibly 3 more times.
Saw about 4 or 5 different players for Sykeston here watching this game, and the Bulldog coaches.
The winner gets the mighty Sykeston Bulldogs.
Bulldog coaches are also up in the far corner with a keen eye on this matchup. Sykeston is the number 1 seed in the
normally
tournament.
had played Kennett, but with the schedule change and things like that, haven't had a look at Dexter. Dexter moved their schedule around. They always talked about having to start off against Charleston and Sykeston and then play the SEMO Conference Tournament, and next thing you know, you were 0-5.
Yeah, I think it's late January is when we're playing Dexter now. Can't remember the exact date, but it's late January. A couple of chances wouldn't go, and Maddox finally clears.
Henson had 2 good looks.
Ball on the floor, Wagster couldn't come up with it.
Tough pass for the big boy to handle. Kennett attacking the bucket here in this third quarter,
They
though.
sure are. You got to think that's something that Coach Halford talked about.
Jaquan Williams checking in for Kennett.
Three ball, too long. And here comes Harrell. He's going to be fouled as he was cut off.
Hi, Hahn.
Dexter's Eric Hahn, his first.
On a
After the Ellinghouse 3, Chris, Dexter went ice cold. Haven't hit another bucket since early that third quarter.
both teams with only 1 field goal, isn't there, right now in this third quarter?
Kennett looked like they went to a man, but slow to adjust.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think somebody wasn't sure who they were supposed to pick up as nobody got in the face of Gargis. And
it was a late call to get to man. The ball was already crossed the timeline when I heard them holler 50-50, which is normally to get to the man.
Just stay right here underneath us with Kennett. Pull up three, got it. Laquez Pulliam.
Pulliam with all 5 of Kennett's points in this quarter.
And a bucket inside for Henson.
Stay aggressive, Kennett. Attack the bucket.
Good job stepping in the lane by Hahn.
Kennett, it was a good idea, but nobody cut to the bucket. That's probably what they should have done. He threw it right to a red shirt.
That was a good job to bring it out and kind of reset the offense. Henson left it short, got the rebound, fouled, and is going to get rewarded with 2 free throws.
Henson's played well, even though he's missed a couple of point-blank shots like that one here in this quarter. He's a banging 6'6". I don't know what grade he's in. You got
Henson's a junior.
They're mostly a young team, aren't they?
They
Talking
are.
about Dexter. They're going to get better. Got a lot of young group down low as well.
Henson got the first free throw. He'll get a second, but not before a timeout. We'll take it with them. Dexter leads at 35-26. Couldn't get the second free throw coming out of the timeout. Still a 9-point lead for Dexter. Matches their largest lead of the ball game. Just over 3 minutes left in this third quarter.
Dexter went to a man after the timeout.
I was a little bit surprised by the Dexter timeout after the first free throw by your own man. But nonetheless.
Gargis stepped in the passing lane. Good defensive play.
Good decision right there by Hahn to bring it out. He thought about taking it in, then looked up, saw it was going to be about 1-on-4, and he said, I think I'll wait for everybody else. And a foul out front.
Foul on Jaquan Williams, his third, team foul number 2.
It's number 2.
Into the game for Kennett.
Kennett played some great defense there. They're recognizing where the shooter is, making something happen inside.
Yeah, really bodied up Henson well down there. Waxer's been pretty quiet here for a little while. We were talking about him in the first quarter, but Boy,
a nice move for the
freshman.
freshman.
Say, the freshman Crafton. Nice little move on the baseline.
He's watched that on television a few times. Put it in his repertoire.
$1:30 left here in this third quarter. Dexter with a 7-point lead and the ball. And a couple more free throws coming up for Garrett Henson.
Trapped on the baseline, 3 guys on him. Nice job by Henson finding that open spot and allowing to see it for his teammate to see him, Chris, where he could get him with a pass and go to the free throw line.
And Coach Hallford wants to take a timeout. We'll take it with him. Dexter leads it 35-28. $1:21 left. Third quarter action. Dexter leads it 35-28. 2 free throws coming up here for Garrett Henson, the 6'6 junior. He got the first free throw. He'll get a second.
3 for 6 from the free throw line for Henson. Go with his 9 points in the game.
And he got them both.
Dexter now back to the zone.
Inside a minute. Kennett now being very patient offensively. They work it inside to Waxer. His shot's blocked, but they're going to get Henson with the foul.
Nice entry pass from Crafton. Little wraparound, kind of curled it, put the spin on it. Once he saw Wagner post it up inside.
That's number 2 on Henson. First free throws of the night for Waxter. Too hard on the first one. But he got the second. Harold checked back in for Kennett.
Quick hands by Harold.
Stay with Dexter. So I know, as you said here in your Alabama gear, you got on Limbaugh that, this may not mean much to you, but me being a Missouri fan, and, we are in Mizzou territory here.
We are.
Tomorrow a big day as a jumper up and good for Seth Rogers as Kelly Bryant, the Clemson quarterback that's transferring, is going to make his announcement tomorrow. And
yeah, what are you feeling there?
Rumors are it's down to Missouri and Auburn.
I heard that as well.
Be interested to see. I think that'd be a big pickup for Missouri if he would go there.
Does Missouri ever have that kind of luck like that, though?
No. They typically do not.
They'll get the number 1 recruit, and he'll end up
Let's don't talk
tearing
about
a
that.
knee or something like that.
Let's don't talk about that.
I hope Missouri gets him.
Yeah, you don't want him in the SEC West and have Auburn have him, do
I'm
you?
a Missouri fan, too.
I know. I'm just giving you a hard time. 3 ball at the buzzer, up and good for Logan Wyman. And that'll bring us to the end at the third quarter. Dexter leads it 42-29. Chris Hotchkiss, Jeff Limbaugh back here. First game of the night. It's the 8-9 matchup. Kennett and Dexter. Dexter, the 9 seed, they have led from the opening tip. They got a 13-point lead to start this fourth quarter as they try to get a mild upset here in game number 1 of the tournament.
Kennett's cut it down to 3 at a couple occasions, but Dexter's always had an answer.
3 ball. That's a big 3 to start this fourth quarter for Harrell.
I think you got to play man what Kennett does, especially trailing against a Dexter team that'll like to take and move the ball around, take some time off the clock.
Down low to Henson. He had inside position on Waxer.
They just passed the ball well, don't they? Dexter
found the
always
open
looking
man.
for a guy.
Henson had a good position down there and
He's had
easy
a
bucket.
Great game.
Couldn't hit back-to-back threes, could Harrell, but a follow from Waxter, the 6'5 senior for the Indians. Jumper off the mark. Waxter clears. Still a 10-point lead for Dexter, 44-34. Good seal off by Waxter.
We both said at the same time because that's how good it was.
And a timeout, Dexter. It's a full timeout. We'll take it with them. Bearcats lead it, 44-36. .628 left in the game. It's been all Dexter. They lead it by 8, 44-36. Their ball coming out of the timeout.
Pretty good game. Not a lot of fouls called.
Right. Been a well-played game by both sides. Well officiated game also. That 3 went down, came out, and went back down by Ellinghaus. That his third 3, fourth 3 of the game.
16 for Ellinghaus.
Top of the circle 3, off the mark. Back to the 11-point lead. Nice feed down low and a kick out for an open 3 in a corner. Left it short, did Gargis. And the Indians want to get out and run. Harrell, he's not shy about throwing up a 3. Air ball out of bounds to Dexter.
Got his feet kind of tangled up, it looks like, right before the shot.
Williams into the game for Kennett.
So we were talking about college football a little bit earlier. Talking about, the 3 Heisman guys they released today. Tua, Kyler Murray, and Dwayne Haskins.
Wow, I can't fault those 3.
Who's your vote for?
Oh, let me think here.
Foul on the other end, and we're going to have 2 free throws coming up for Garrett Henson as Jeff Limbaugh decides who he's going to cast his Heisman vote for.
You know, I was going to till the SEC championship, so they'll factor that in as well to it. So
Henson missed the first; he'll get a second. Speaking about the SEC championship game, your Alabama Crimson Tide stay undefeated, but it was a very good game.
Good game, one of the highest rated
saw that
football games of all time. Yeah, that Georgia team. You can't convince me they're not top 4 in the country. If you're trying to put the top 4 teams like they tell us every year, Georgia is definitely a top 4 team in the country.
Yeah, they're not going to put 2 SEC schools in there though, and they're not going to
move
somebody up after losing.
Then they're not wanting to put the top 4 teams in.
I'm not disagreeing with you whatsoever. I think you're 100% right, but unfortunately, they don't ask our opinion, do they?
No.
Can he hit another one from the corner? Ellinghaus off on that one, and we're going to get a foul. I think they're going to get Seth Rogers on the foul.
Our old buddy Chris Popes used to be Daily or Standard Democrat sports writer, big Notre Dame fan.
Oh yeah.
I just think I don't think Georgia. I don't think Notre Dame plays within 2 touchdowns at Georgia. Chris, if you're listening, I still love you.
He was tweeting to me about it last night.
Was he?
Yeah, because I was talking about it on Twitter how Notre Dame didn't deserve it.
So I knew he'd be yakking
just a little
about
fun back and forth. Foul on the other end. Check and see who they'll get that against. That's going to be on Williams, and that's number 4 on him, they said. 4:22 left. Dexter with a 12-point lead, 48-36.
Still a chance for Kennett to get hot. Nice tap.
And a foul. By the way, I'm going Kyler Murray. That's who my guy is.
Yeah.
I was going him before the SEC championship game, though. That's just me personally.
I just think that was Tua as well as he played, but I think he lost it for the SEC championship. That Ohio State guy's got some numbers.
He does.
But
very impressive.
I'm thinking Murray, too, really.
Ellinghaus.
So you like Ellinghaus, right?
I sure do. First free throw
He's
right
a
there.
Shooter. Ran cross country, his dad told me, to get in basketball shape. This fall, I guess cross country's in the fall for boys.
Right. And he got both those free throws.
Checking into the game for Dexter.
I'm going to tell you right now, Chris, that Dexter is going to win the Stoddard County Conference. You can put it in the book.
Game number 2. Jeff Limbaugh's already calling. Stoddard County is going to Dexter's. Everybody else just mellowed in.
Yeah, all the others are rebuilding. Richland won't be the worst team this year.
Richland took third place in the OIT, did they not?
Yeah.
2 free throws coming up here for Harrell as Ellinghaus picked up his second.
Dexter, one of the few teams that play in 2 conferences, SEMO Conference and Stoddard County.
And both free throws go for Harrell.
I guess sometimes they play in the SEMO Conference. Sometimes they decide not to come to this tournament. One time they have.
Runner in the lane. Good for Nate Gargis. Hadn't heard
be
from
good.
Gargis in a little bit.
Good young team. Going to be a factor.
Nice spin move. Didn't finish so. Loose ball foul. See who they're going to get it against. That's going to go against Carter Maddox. Maddox looks over to the bench. He goes, Coach, I didn't do it.
The guy that counts in the zebra said you did.
Braxton Foster to the line, shooting 1 and 1.
.330 left in this game.
So we got a game every night this week?
Every night this week. Front end of the 1 and 1, no good. Yeah.
We'll be the basketball capital of Southeast Missouri.
These first 2 weeks, we're spending a lot of time in the field house. And we're going to get a foul.
Coach Alford tried to call a timeout.
Foul on Dexter's Braxton Foster, that's his first.
Braxton Foster picks up his first. 6-team foul against Dexter, so the next foul against them, and Kennett will be shooting free throws for the rest of this ball game. Harrell thought about that 3. Now he'll swing it around. Left it short, did Maddox. Kennett putting a little pressure on now, and a foul on Crafton, the freshman.
Free throws coming to a very good free throw shooting team, the Bearcats.
Fourth quarter started to slow down just a little bit. Fouls are picking up and the free throws are picking up. Got the first one. Did Roger, so he'll get a second. Got them both. Staying on college football like we were talking, but switching it up just a little bit. Congratulations to SEMO as they fell to Weber State on Saturday, but had a good run getting into the second round for the first time ever.
I saw Weber State's got another home game in the next round. So
they are the number 2 seed nationally.
Oh, is that how they get it then?
Yep,
Because I said they played all 3 of their games at home.
They will play at home until they get to the finals if they get there, until they get to the national championship, because they are the 2 seed. So anybody will have to come to their place. Off on the first free throw was Braxton Foster. Yeah, between 3 and 6 on Saturday, I had SEMO football as Foster gets a second one going on my iPad. I was watching Alabama and Georgia on my big screen, and then my smaller auxiliary TV, I had the SLU game on, catching Fred Thatch.
How'd Fred play?
Fred played well, and we're going to get a foul, and we're going to come back down this way. As Seth Rogers picks up the foul. Fred had 7. I believe that's the most he's had this year, those 7. But played very good defensively, did Thatch. And it was towards the end of the first half, and SLU was making a little bit of a run. They went to full court press. They had Fred up on top of the full court press. He trapped the guard on the side, took it from him. then went in with a one-hand jam, and the place absolutely erupted. Got me out of my chair, by the way, also.
Wow. Good for Fred.
Harrell knocked down that first free throw, so he'll get a second. 2:31 left in this game. It's been all Dexter. They lead it 55-40 after that made free throw.
8 teams here at the SEMO Conference Tournament this year that glad that Fred Thatch isn't around.
There's absolutely no doubt about that. As a steal and a foul as Pulliam couldn't finish, but he's going to get a couple of free throws.
Foul on Dexter, Andrew Ellinghouse. That's his third. Team foul number 8. To the line, shooting 2 for Kennett. Where's Pulliam?
First free throw, good.
Things have slowed down here with all the fouls.
Sure
Dexter or Kennett having to play catch up.
Couldn't get the second, but gets the offensive rebound. Ball poked away. And Kennett comes away with it on the loose ball. And Maddox is going to be fouled. Foul starting to pile up here for both teams.
I believe they got Rogers, his fourth.
Dexter Seth Rogers, that's his fourth. Team foul number 9. To the line for Kennett, shooting 1-1. Carter Maddox.
Still a 1-1 here for Kennett.
Kennett didn't shoot a free throw in that first half, Chris, and this is free throw number 12 right there.
Got both of them. Cut it down to 12, 55-43. About 2 minutes left in this ball game. Nice look down low as they let Garrett Henson get back behind the defense. Did Kennett forgot about him.
That's a good no call right there. Had a good look at it right underneath us. Got all ball, knocked it out of bounds.
1:33 left in the game. Dexter 57, Kennett 43. Dexter is led throughout. Tried to throw it off of him, did Maddox. And they're going to get a charge as Harrell will have the foul on him.
Good job by Henson drawing that foul.
And Dexter wants a timeout. We'll take it with him. 1:28 left in the game. Dexter 57, Kennett 43. Dexter ball coming out of the timeout. And they're going to turn it over. Here come the Indians trying to make a dramatic comeback here. Just over a minute left. Jumper. Good for Harrell. Knocked that 15-foot jumper down, but
9 1/4, 16 in the game for Harrell.
maybe a little too late as the Bearcats ball inside a minute. They lead by 12. Make it 14 after Rogers gets the easy bucket. And a block by Henson on this end. That may be about enough to do it right there.
No doubt.
See what Kennett wants to do here. Just over 30 seconds left in the game. Dexter will probably be content to dribble this out.
This big ramifications for the Bloomfield Christmas tournament as well. These two teams battle over there.
Good point.
Looks like Dexter will have the advantage when that seeding starts coming.
And Dexter will move on to the first round. They will take on the Sykeston Bulldogs. We'll give Jeff a little bit of time to do the scoring here. So Kennett will lose this 8-9 matchup. So Kennett will move to tomorrow night. They will play another game on Tuesday night, tomorrow night at 8:30. Kennett will get the loser of the Cape New Madrid game, which is coming up here after this, or excuse me, they'll get the loser of the Poplar Bluff Jackson game.
Let's run down the scoring, Chris. First for the losing team, the Kennett Indians led in scoring by Harrell with 16, the only player in double digits. 8 for Maddox, 8 for Crafton, 7 for Wagster, and 6 for Pulliam for Kennett's total. For the Dexter Bearcats, they end up with 3 players in double digits. The sophomore sharpshooter Andrew Ellinghouse led the way with 18. 15 for Henson, who played well for Coach Heighton, and 13 for Seth Rogers, 6 for Gargis, 4 for Foster, and 3 for Wyman round out the Bearcat total. Dexter gets Sykeston. That'll be, when is that, Thursday?
Tuesday.
That's
tomorrow night, 7 o'clock.
So Dexter right back at it Tuesday.
So that'll wrap it up here. Again, Dexter wins it. Your final 42-20. No, you didn't write the final down, did you? Yeah, they've already got it off score. Yeah, they won by about 14. Nonetheless, we'll be back in 15 minutes with Jackson and Poplar Bluff.